Welcome into KSU Nation, the best K-State and Big 12 podcast out there. I'm Stevie B, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Big 12 championship football game between Texas Tech and BYU this Saturday at sold-out AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends, and consider joining the channel as well. So the two best teams in the Big 12 are going to be playing for the championship this Saturday. Kenny and I talked about it. We talked about how BYU playing Tech was the best possible outcome for the Big 12 overall. A pair of 11-1 teams overall, 8-1 teams in the Big 12, and that's exactly what we have. I believe we will have the biggest conference championship crowd in college football history. I believe the SEC has the biggest crowd at like 82 or 83,000. I'm expecting 85 to 90,000. I don't know the exact capacity. I'll look it up really quick. But it's got to be crazy high for football. I'm looking it up right now. You can add in 100,000 people by standing room only, up to actually 105,000, though typically it is 80,000 for most Dallas Cowboys games. The record attendance is 105,000 back in 2009 when the Cowboys were playing the Giants. I believe it was the first game at AT&T Stadium. Yeah, I'm not surprised that this game is sold out, considering it is the two biggest. Well, first off, it's the biggest fan base in the Big 12 with BYU playing a Texas team that is playing in its first ever Big 12 championship game, a pair of firsts for both teams. So I'm not surprised at all that this game is sold out. Again, I think this is what's best for the Big 12. We're going to talk about some stats here in just some moments. And of course, I forgot to mention it at the end of the video. We're also going to go over the Big 12, all Big 12 football teams as well that was announced today. A couple that I agree with, a couple that I don't agree with. We'll talk about that as well. We're going to talk about BYU. Then we'll talk about Texas Tech in terms of their leaders on offense. Bear Bachmeier has 14 passing touchdowns, almost 2,600 passing yards. Running the ball, LJ Martin is really looking like an NFL running back right now. 217 carries, 11 touchdowns for 1,229 yards. Their leading receiver is not Chase Roberts. It is Parker Kingston, 57 receptions for 804 yards and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Jack Kelly leads the team with 9 sacks. And their safety, Satula, has 70 tackles, which leads the team. In terms of Texas Tech, Barrett Morton missed some time, but he has 2,428 passing yards, 20 TDs, and only 4 interceptions. Both quarterbacks only have 4 interceptions each. Cameron Dickey leads away with 1,000 yards rushing, 1,023 to be exact, on 180 carries and 13 TDs. Caleb Douglas leads away at receiver, 53 receptions, 7 touchdowns, 823 yards. Bailey, their DN or linebacker, the rush edge, leads a team of 12.5 sacks. I think I want to say there are 5 Texas Tech defenders on the first team all Big 12. I think they have 3 linemen, obviously linebacker Jake Rodriguez, who leads the team in tackles with 101. And then they have a corner, I think, Bryce Pollock as well. Let's take a look at the stats for this game. We just got done talking about the leaders. Let's take a look at the stats breakdown in terms of scoring offense, scoring defense, total offense, total defense, passing offense, pass defense, rushing offense, and rush defense. Here we go. You want your team to have the advantage, at least a 5-spot advantage, meaning you'll have the color on your side. The darker color indicates at least a 50-spot advantage. Here we go. Texas Tech appears to have the advantage across the board. Their rush offense versus the rush defense of BYU appears to be no advantage for either team. BYU has the advantage on 4th down defense, red zone offense, red zone defense, and sacks. But in terms of sacking a quarterback, in terms of sacking Barron Morton, overall sacks, obviously Texas Tech has the advantage overall. They are 5th in the country with 37 sacks. So we're taking a look at this. The scoring offense for BYU is 22nd in country. Very, very good. But you're going up against the 3rd best scoring defense in the entire country. I want to say Texas Tech has only allowed 20 or more points twice all season, 20 to K-State, and I think it was 25 or 26 for Arizona State. Everyone else scored fewer than 20 points against them. Total offense for BYU is 42nd in the country, 414 total yards, going up against the 6th best total defense in the country. They're only allowing 259 total yards. Just got a text here. It is official. It is official, guys. Sorry to break this down. I have to pull this up. Big news. Breaking news just happened, guys. Breaking news just happened. It's here. I mean, I cannot believe it happened when we were alive. But guys, K-State fan, K-State grad, I have to pull this up. I'm sorry. I know if you're a Texas Tech fan or BYU fan, I'm sorry. But K-State, they got their guy. They got their guy. Colin Klein is home, baby. The new head coach for Kansas State football is former offensive coordinator and former Heisman Trophy finalist, Colin Klein. I'm so excited. I'm so happy, man. Like, this is amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. He's exactly who everyone wanted to come right after Chris Klieman, which I was a shock to see that he retired. But man, holy cow. I can't believe this happened right when I went live. But yeah, Colin Klein is the new head football coach for Kansas State University. Okay. Sorry to talk about that. I know we're talking BYU versus Texas Tech, but I just got a text that it was posted, and Colin Klein, again, is the new head man for K-State football. Let's go! Okay. Going back. Let me pull up the stats again. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Where were we? Essentially, Texas Tech has, the advantage across the board. Passing defense, 27th in the country, going up against the passing offense for BYU, which was 76 in the country, which they had a super tough time passing the ball and running the ball, obviously, against Texas Tech the first time. Rush defense for Texas Tech is first in the country, only allowing 69 total yards. 23rd rush offense for BYU. Very good. I mean, they're in the top 25 for scoring offense and rush offense and all of that, and scoring offense, but they still don't have the advantage. That's how good Texas Tech is. Texas Tech is favored by 12.5 points, over under 49.5 points. We'll talk about my prediction here in a little bit. Third best scoring offense in the country for Texas Tech, 43.2 points per game, which is wild to say, considering I don't feel like their offense is that great, but I know they're scoring on defense and special teams and all that. Scoring defense for BYU, again, in the top 25, 14th in the country. Fourth total offense for Texas Tech, going up against a 29th total defense for BYU. Eighth pass offense in the country, going up against a 26th best pass defense in the country. So I think for BYU, the best way for them to stay in this game is to do exactly what they did on offense last time, or not on offense, on defense last time against Texas Tech's offense. Force a bunch of, difficult throws, force a bunch of field goals, try to shorten the game a little bit, right? Like, if you can get a touchdown every other drive and you're only giving up, a field goal every drive, you're outscoring them 7-6 there. So I think what they should do is, again, try to make the passes difficult, try to limit their run game, which their rush offense, 25th in the country, going up against the 29th rush defense for BYU. So there's not really any advantage there. Try to limit them on third down, though they're 6th in the country of third down offense. What you really need to do is be better on offense. I mean, BYU's got to be able to run the football. They got to be able to stop the run. They have to win the turnover battle, which right now there is no advantage there. They're both plus 12 or plus 13th in the country or overall for the season. Try to get some sacks, shorten the game, make the passes difficult, try to get to the quarterback, run the ball, stop the run. I mean, very, very simple stuff, right? I think the offensive line has got to play better for BYU in this game. They look dreadful the first time against Texas Tech. And again, I mean, Texas Tech will do that against anyone. They really will. But they got to get – what up, dude? They got to get Bear Bachmeier on the edge. I mean, if you can get to the edge, you're getting away from that D line and linebackers. And I like Bear Bachmeier to run over or go around the corners and safeties for Texas Tech. But man, it's going to be difficult. It really, really, really is. Thank you very much, Matthew. Appreciate that. I think, like I said, if they can limit the run the ball, don't turn it over, try to turn Texas Tech over, make the throws difficult, hold them to field goals, I think they have a chance. I think all the Big 12 teams are probably rooting for BYU because it feels like BYU has to win this game. I'm going to get rid of the stats right here. I think BYU is who everyone wants to win because they have to win this game to get into the CFP, which is ridiculous. They are the lowest ranked 11-1 team ever from a power conference this late in the season ever. It is ridiculous. They should be above Ole Miss. They should be above Oregon. They should be above Alabama and one or two others as well. Definitely ahead of Notre Dame. They should definitely already be in the CFPs. The only way to make sure you get there is to win the game. I think Texas Tech can afford to lose this game and still get in. So I'm going to be personally rooting for BYU. So two Big 12 teams make it into the CFPs. Let's go ahead and get to my score prediction here today. We're going to go. Okay, so Texas Tech is favored by almost 2 touchdowns, but I want BYU to win. So like my head says one thing, my heart says another. We're going to go BYU with the upset, baby. Let's go 24-21 BYU with the upset in Arlington, though. I mean, I wouldn't count on it because obviously Texas Tech is favored by double digits. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't know if we're going to go live for it or not. Some other things happen with Kenny. That's why he's not here right now. Family comes first. Our lives outside of the podcast come first. So that's why he's not here. But I'm sure he would also say that he would like BYU to win this game. I'm sure he would also pick BYU to win this game. I think it'll be a great game. I'm picking BYU to win. I don't feel great about it. I think Texas Tech is probably the better team. The stats show it as well. My hot take for the game. We're going to go LJ Martin with 2 touchdowns. For Texas Tech, we'll go 3 touchdowns for Baron Morton. And I think the deciding score is going to be on special teams. And BYU has way better special teams. So I'm picking BYU to win 24-21. I'll pull up the stats one more time. It doesn't look great for BYU. I'm still picking them to win, even though they are, 2-score. Texas Tech is projected to win by 2 scores. They are 2-score dogs. I have BYU winning 24-21. LJ Martin with a couple touchdowns. Baron Morton with 3 touchdowns, but the deciding score is going to be from BYU's special teams because I think BYU's special teams are absolutely elite. I think it's great for the Big 12 that Kalani Sitake is staying instead of going to Penn State. I think it would be amazing for the Big 12 if both of these teams made it to the CFPs. Yes, sir. Have fun at the game, brother. Have fun at the game, sir. I'm picking them to win. Both Kenny and I want BYU to win this game. I don't feel great about it. Like I think Texas Tech is probably the better team. But I still want BYU to win this game. So I'm picking them to win. And like I said, 24-21, BYU wins the game. I don't know what Kenny's score prediction is, but again, like I said, I think he would pick them to win as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the all Big 12 teams that were announced today. I don't agree with a lot of these. In fact, I don't agree with most of them. But there are some people on here that definitely deserve some love that had pretty good seasons. So, yes, it was just announced like right when I went live, Colin Klein is the new head coach at K-State. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can make this bigger so I can actually read it. Offensive player of the year is the running back from BYU, LJ Martin. We talked about him earlier. He's NFL already, over 1,000 rushing yards. I think it was 1,200 rushing yards. The defensive player of the year is Jacob Rodriguez. So Rodriguez versus Martin on Saturday at AT&T Stadium. The offensive newcomer of the year is Devin Dampier, the quarterback from Utah. The defensive newcomer of the year is David Bailey from Texas Tech, 12 and a half sacks on the year. The offensive newcomer or freshman of the year is, of course, quarterback from BYU, Bear Bachmeier. It's like we got Texas Tech and BYU winning like every award, which is totally, I totally get it. Defensive freshman of the year is Wendell Gregory from Oklahoma State. Special teams player of the year is the punter from Baylor, Palmer Williams. Offensive lineman of the year is Spencer Fano from Utah. Defensive lineman of the year is David Bailey from Texas Tech. The coach of the year is Kalani Sitake, who is in his 10th year at BYU. The scholar athlete of the year, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the Big 12, or the best active, healthy quarterback in the Big 12, Sari Robertson, who I think should have been the first team all Big 12 quarterback. He's not. I'm not happy about it. I think he's amazing. I think he's really, really, really good. But there was a couple other guys that I feel like, I guess they decided were better. Okay. Here is the first team all Big 12 offense and defense. Noah Fifita at quarterback for the first team. Here's what I'm going to say about that. I feel like they just picked one quarterback from the top 6 teams that they felt like was the best. Like, I don't think Noah Fifita is better than Brendan Sorsby. I don't think he's better than Sari Robertson. I don't think he's better than probably Baron Morton either. But Baron Morton missed some time. Sam Levitt missed some time. Bear Bachmeier is a freshman. He didn't have the best year. Avery Johnson had a pretty good year. But I feel like they just gave it to Noah Fifita because they went 9-3 and finished in the top 6. He's a better quarterback than Weigman from Houston, and better than the freshman quarterback at BYU, like I talked about. And like I said, I just feel like they just gave it to him since he was an upperclassman and he's in a top 16. Like, I don't think he's the best quarterback. In fact, I wouldn't even put him in the top 3 or 4, but somehow he made first team all Big 12. Okay. Running back, Raleek Brown from Arizona State. Totally agree with that. 1,000-yard back. LJ Martin, already the offensive player of the year from BYU, over 1,000 yards as well. 1,200 actually. Jordan Tyson missed half of the year and still was first team all Big 12 at wide receiver. Josh Cameron, also first team all Big 12 at wide receiver from Baylor. Houston has a first team all Big 12 wide receiver in Amari Thomas. And Eric McAllister from TCU is the other wide receiver on the first team from TCU. Totally get the tight ends here. Michael Trigg is an animal. He will be playing on Sundays very soon from Baylor. Tanner Koziel from Houston had a good year as well. I looked up their stats earlier when I saw that this came out. O-line, I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. Omar Agbedian from Baylor. Bruce Mitchell from BYU. Sam Heck, the center from K-State. Spencer Fano from Utah. Caleb Lomu from Utah. Stone Harrington from Texas Tech. And then that's the kicker. And then the returner is Emmanuel Henderson. See what everyone's saying here. Okay. First team defense. We have Malachi Lawrence from UCF, and then the 3 guys from Texas Tech, David Bailey, Romello Height, who was injured for part of the year, and Lee Hunter. That guy's a baller. He doesn't get enough like praise, in my opinion. John Henry Daly, who got hurt in the K-State game, is another D lineman on the first team all Big 12 from Utah. Jack Kelly and Jake Golday and Caleb Elarms Orr, and of course, Jacob Rodriguez are the linebackers on the first team from BYU, Cincinnati, TCU, and Texas Tech. A couple corners from Arizona on the first team, Dalton Johnson and Traden Stukes. A couple seniors, Keith Abney II from Arizona State is also on the first team. Tanner Wall from BYU, and Bryce Pollock is also on the first team from Texas Tech. A couple punters from Baylor, Palmer Williams and Wes Paul from Oklahoma State. And then Micah Gifford from Baylor is a specialist. A couple of guys this is their second time on the Big 12, first team all Big 12 or second team all Big 12. Moving on. I'm not going to go through every one of these. I'm just going to start picking out since I already went through the first team. Brendan Sorsby should have been first team all Big 12 or Sari Robinson over Noah Fifita, in my opinion. Brendan Sorsby had numbers that were Heisman-like, in my opinion. Cameron Dickey from Texas Tech and Carson Hansen are the running backs. Parker Kingston, receiver. Marion Miller. Also up there, Caleb Douglas on the second team. John Pastore, O-line from K-State. Will Farron, a kicker, and Parker Kingston, a returner on the second team. Like I said, I'm not going through everyone here. You guys should be able to find it on your own. Austin Romaine should have been a first team All Big 12 linebacker. He just should. He is that good. Like, second team is ridiculous. He is just as good as nearly just as good as Jacob Rodriguez. Very, very, very close, in my opinion. Who else here do I want to talk about? I think that's it. And then third team, I can't believe they did a third team. Usually it's like first team, second team, and then honorable mention. Devin Dampier was third team quarterback. Third team running back is Joe Jackson. I cannot believe he made 13. I feel like he should have been honorable mention, not third team, but we will take it. Jace Brown should have been at least first or second team receiver. I know he got hurt, but he was the best player on offense for K-State. He just was. He should have been first team or second team, in my opinion. Let's see here. Chase Roberts, third team receiver. Isaiah Jada, O-line from BYU. Howard Sampson and Sheridan Williams from Texas Tech. And then the returner, Jacoby Williams, who is their second string running back. Yeah, that guy's good. Third team defense. Let's see here. Ben Roberts from Texas Tech. Yeah, that guy's pretty good. Dominic Orange should have been first team All Big 12, in my opinion. I know he missed some time as well. Bryce Ramirez, the specialist from Texas Tech, also made third team. And then a bunch of guys from all the schools made the honorable mentions list. I will try to leave a link below to the All Big 12 teams if anyone missed it. But yeah, a lot of guys here making first team, second team, third team, honorable mention from every team here in the Big 12. Great year in the Big 12. Like we talked about earlier, BYU versus Texas Tech on Saturday in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. Very excited about it. I picked BYU to win 24-21. LJ Martin's going to get a couple touchdowns. Barrett Morton's going to get 3, but the deciding score is going to be from BYU and their special teams. That's the video today. Again, I'm Steve from KSU Nation, or Stevie B. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends. Consider joining the channel as well. There's just 2 last things to say, and that is go Big 12 and go Cats. I'm excited for Colin Klein, baby, the new K-State head football coach.